Are you online looking at what it's like living in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul? Want to know what areas are the absolute best for you and for your family? Well, friends, this video is for you. I'm Roddy, organic and locally grown Minnesota and Wisconsin realtor since 2010, helping bring families together by giving them a place to call home in Minnesota and Wisconsin. In this video, we're going to break down one of the most established and entertaining areas in Minnesota, and that is Bloomington. Make sure to watch until the end as I'll break down what neighborhood is number one and how to get into that neighborhood. But before I get going, make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel as I cover all the areas around the Twin Cities. To preface this video, I want you to know that I'm a husband and a father of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I'm analyzing these cities and neighborhoods for you, I'm doing that through the lens of a father. The criteria I use to determine the best neighborhoods are obviously subjective, and they're geared towards someone that is moving their family. The data I use is empirical. It's not my opinion. I'm going to reference publicly available data on crime, schools, and housing to narrow my personal algorithm to specific neighborhoods that I think are the quote-unquote best. At a minimum, this is going to save you hours of research. In best case scenario, this could save you years of regret and tons of money for moving into the wrong area. Let's jump into it. All right, Bloomington, Minnesota. Here's Minneapolis, here's St. Paul, here's Bloomington. Ever heard of the Mall of America? Yeah, that's here. The south border of the city is the Minnesota River. The north border is Highway 494. 494 and 694 make a southern and northern circle around the metro, with I-94 cutting east to west through the middle. That makes Bloomington an extremely commuter-friendly city to live in. Bloomington is 10 miles south of Minneapolis and has a population of 89,298. which makes it the fourth largest city in Minnesota. Whoa. Just under 43% of the roughly 90,000 people in Bloomington are college educated, with a median household income of just over $78,000, which is above the national average of $65,000. The biggest employment industries in Bloomington are healthcare, retail, manufacturing, and finance. The city has a really even mix of blue-collar and white-collar workers. To start out, let's talk about crime. Crime stats from neighborhoodscout.com help me to build an opinion on what areas are best based on the most important factor for families: safety. Bloomington is very similar to Minneapolis and St. Paul with its crime rating. Through Neighborhood Scout, Bloomington gets a whopping 6 out of 100, meaning that it's only safer than 6% of U.S. cities. But just like any other town, the crime is basically concentrated towards certain areas. Let's pull up the crime map. You can see that the areas that are heaviest hit by crime are east of I-35W and closer to the Mall of America in the northeastern quadrant. There's moderate crime throughout the rest of the city, but the lowest amounts are along the Minnesota River, Nordmer Park, and the area that's all around Bush Lake. You've probably seen stories on the news about tragedies over the past few years at the Mall of America. In principle, the mall is a safe place with a good police presence, but with the amount of traffic that goes through there, you'll have the occasional incidents. Oops. And they're always broadcast in the media. Now that we've covered the crime data, let's talk about the school systems in Bloomington. The Bloomington Public School District rates 159 of the 352 total districts in Minnesota based on data from niche.com. There's an average 22 students to 1 teacher ratio. One way that Bloomington schools outshine nearby Minneapolis is with a total of 84% of students that graduate high school. Good news for parents: the college of choice for most high school graduates is the very nearby University of Minnesota. The two high schools in Bloomington are Jefferson and Kennedy, with Jefferson taking the cake as the top school in the area, although both of them perform very well. Jefferson High School would be the school for anyone that lives on the west side of town. It's centrally located off of France Avenue. Jefferson has the full gamut of seasonal high school sports that you would expect in Minnesota. The school's also packed full of extracurricular activities like a Future Leaders Club, National Honor Society, all the way down to the theater, debate, and speech teams. Jefferson High School is a good school that serves a very good area in Bloomington. Now let's talk about industry. Minnesota is home to over 16 Fortune 500 companies, most of which are based in the Twin Cities, so there shouldn't be any worry about employment in this area. The Mall of America is a major tourist attraction, and the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport is located just on the northern boundary across the highway from the Mall of America. The top employers in Bloomington are the Mall of America, with over 13,000 employees, Healthpartners medical facilities with over 3,700 employees, and the school district with over 1,800 employees. But there are many other opportunities nearby, like Best Buy, which is directly across the highway to the north. The biggest attractions in Bloomington mostly revolve around the Mall of America, with venues like Nickelodeon Universe, which, if you don't know, it's literally an amusement park in the center of the mall. The Great Wolf Water Park is also located in Bloomington, which is an indoor water park chock full of fun things to do with the family. Given the size of the city and proximity to Minneapolis and St. Paul, there's no shortage of entertaining and dining options in Bloomington. Okay, so all of this information was to bring us to the fabulous conclusion of the top neighborhoods in Bloomington. Again, we looked at crime, schools, industry, and attractions to narrow down all of Bloomington into just one area. The area that is best for you and your family is a collection of neighborhoods on the west side of Bloomington around Bush Lake, with communities like Prestige West and South Bay. The average sale price in this area is $561,700, with mostly single-family homes with large lots, especially on the south side. It's more expensive to live here, but you will have an off chance to find a side-by-side townhome at a lower price. I put a link in the description for a home search that is only targeting this area. Feel free to create an account under that link, as it's going to automatically sync with me so that we can work together. Do me a huge favor. Write a comment down below and tell me what is most important to you when considering neighborhoods to move to. I just want to make sure to deliver the best information that I can, and your feedback is going to help me do that. Also, and this is a big thing, if you need a realtor anywhere in the United States, go to findrealagent.com. It's a free service that I made, and I will interview and qualify the best agents for you and your situation using my expertise. Thanks for watching.